Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. And it shall come to pass that thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, blessed shalt thou be in the field, blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, and the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. Then shalt come out against thee one way, and flee 7 ways. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in the storehouses, and in all that thou settest thine hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. The Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, and walk in his ways. And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee. And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, in the fruit of thy cattle, in the fruit of thy ground, in the fruit which the Lord sware to thy fathers to give thee. The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail. And thou shalt be above only, and shalt not be beneath, if thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day to observe and to go to them. If I could give a topic, it's getting to the blessed place. Getting to the blessed place. But that's the yes side of obedience. Getting to the blessed place is where? The yes side of obedience. Now, I love me some Fred Hammond, I'm blessed in the city, we're blessed in the field, we're blessed when we come and when we go, but the Lord told me if. So I went and looked up, what does the word if mean? What is it? It's on condition that. So we can read the scripture, on condition that ye hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do his commandments which I command thee this day. Or, in the event that thou hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do his commandments which I command this day, and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee. Or, on the assumption that you hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, and observe to do his commandments which I command this day, and these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee. Now, another thing, I know that we sometimes love to read the Bible, and we always want to come to church. I want to get my blessing. I want to get my blessing from the Lord. Glory to God. I can't wait to get my blessing. Get my blessing. Get my blessing. Get my blessing. Have you done the if? Have you done your if? Have you hearkened to what God told you to do? Then we have to also look at the flip side that many people don't want to look at, which is the place of disobedience. The promise is, if you choose not, on the condition that you don't hearken diligently the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments which he commanded this day, and all these things shall be done, and these will be done unto thee, and they will overtake you. But they're the curses. Cursed in the city, cursed in the field. And all God has ever asked for is that 3-letter word, Y-E-S. S. We look at some of the commandments and we think, well, you know, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't cuss, I don't do that. But how many of us have a problem with being subject to any form of authority? How many times have we had the Lord try to instruct us and say, you know, like I have this issue with being wrong and afraid of being wrong, afraid of sounding wrong, sounding stupid, appearing stupid, saying the wrong thing and getting corrected. So, and also, I never learned how to skate backwards because I didn't like falling down.
Come on, that's good.
I never learned how to skate backwards because I did not like falling down. But I thank God for the experience just in the last couple of months where I was put in a situation that I had to be subject. I had no choice. And God let me know that so profoundly. But what he did first is he went to that stronghold in my mind. He went to the reason why, the Lord, I love you. Lord, I praise you. I magnify you. I know you saved me. You blessed me with your spirit. Hallelujah. We can walk and talk and sing in your anointed, Father. I love you. I praise you. I magnify you. Glory to your name. But then there's that one little stronghold, that little part that keeps me from getting to the if. That keeps me from getting to the if in a particular situation of my life. So what we need to do, I said, well, you know, look at the stronghold in your life, and yeah, I believe I'll tell on myself first, because I never realized that fear of being wrong and that fear of falling down and that fear of looking stupid was nothing but pride. Pride goeth before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. But it was camouflage, so to speak. So I never called it pride. I called it self-preservation. I just called it, I have an image to keep. I do know how to properly conjugate the verb to be. Thank you very much.
That's good.
And you know, if you want to get me going, say irregardless. No, either you want to regard it or you don't, but not irregardless. But let me tell you, the minute that you approach that stronghold and that fear, and the way you approach it is you open your mouth and you admit it. That is the first thing. You admit it. How many times have you gone to the doctor and not knowing what was wrong, and the minute they named it, you're like, okay, now I know. Now we know when the doctor says, okay, now we know just what course of treatment we're going to do. We have identified. We're no longer dealing with the symptoms. No more hydrocodone because you're in pain. Let's get to the source of the pain. No more shots of tequila for those that self-medicate. No more cigarettes standing in the corner because you need that nicotine hit to fix it. Because that part that the Lord really wants to heal. So that if isn't an issue any longer. That you can really say, Lord, you can do what you want to do. You can say what you want to say. So I'm asking you, what is your stronghold? What is keeping you from the if? So that you can be blessed in the city. You can be blessed in the field. You can bless when you, and I'm telling you, once you acknowledge that, because the Lord says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. So Lord, I am coming to you right now, acknowledging my shortcoming of my fear of failure, and I'm giving that to you. And so I'm asking, Lord, to direct my paths, and he's going to direct my paths to the healing. He's going to direct my paths to people that will be able to speak to that condition. That will be able to, well, how do you say, sometimes been there, done that? Because those that have been there, done that, you can listen to them because they're not telling you what they heard. heard, they're telling you what they know. They know what it's like to be sitting in the corner of your bedroom and the lights are out and you're just sobbing uncontrollably because depression has taken a hold of you and you think that life is no longer worth living. And because nobody loves you, you look for your friends and they don't have a kind word to say and your parents aren't there for you. Or when you feel that God no longer hears you and He won't hear you and He's going to stop hearing you. And then you just crawl and you turn your face to the wall and you do the opposite of Hezekiah. Instead of turning your face to the wall and say, Lord, give me more time, you turn your face to the wall and say, Lord, and then just take me now. Just take me now and take me out of this misery. Because I don't want to fail you any farther. I don't want to fall anymore. So what's keeping you from your if? What do you need to put before the Lord? Maybe you need to acknowledge it to yourself first. Denial is a very, very bad thing. It's kind of like, in the Bible they had the cities of refuge that when, back then eye for eye, tooth for tooth and all that. So if, I went jacked up, one of Bishop's kids, would have the right to come, his kids could come and, jack up one of mine, and we're out running around. But if we could get to the city of refuge, he could not get in there. And so many of us have that door. The city of refuge is right there. And the Lord is saying, you know what? All you got to do is just come in and let me handle that. But we're busy running around